Did you ever wonder why, when you've spent all of your time since kindergarten going to one type of school, that at a certain point in your education you are switched to a different type of school? Why don't they just add more rooms to the elementary school you're familiar with? Of course, this method of providing higher education might have its limits. But the change from elementary school involves more than simply spending your time in a different building. There's a different name for the school. There are different courses, different teaching methods, and different schedules for the day's activities. Why is just about everything in junior high so different? Why? The answer lies in you. You are different. No longer a child, not yet a grown-up. You are changing, leaving childhood, entering adulthood. The part of your life during the junior high years is a period of great change. Your type of schooling must change too, to keep up with you. You will notice that your classmates change in different ways and at different rates. For example, let's look at Bill, and Jean, and Jim, and Ellen. Now, if you're a Bill, you're 6 inches taller than you were last year and weigh in at 160 now. You're starting to shave, a sign that you're becoming a man in more ways than size. And you're studious. You act as grown-up as you look. You do your work at home and at school without too much pushing. But those long legs, which help you get places in a hurry, can be a nuisance when they bump into the furniture. On the other hand, if you're a Jean, you tip the scales at 80 pounds. You still wear your hair the way your mother combed it years ago. You may do all right when it comes to answering questions on paper, but you're too shy and unsure of yourself to speak up about anything, even when an opportunity presents itself. A Jim, on the other hand, has no trouble speaking up.
I found somebody's pencil on the floor. It's a yellow pencil with a red eraser. Whoever it belongs to may need it. Oh, was that your pencil, Jean?
Jim earns his reputation as the class pest, but he knows, as you know if you're a Jim, how awful it is to be practically no bigger than you were almost 2 years ago, still a kid, compared to Bill. At the opposite end of the scale in physical development is Ellen, already starting to look and act like a woman, trying out hairdos and lipsticks and fingernail polish. If you're an Ellen, you are quite at ease and confident of your place in the group. Suppose you had to select one of 4 types as typical of the junior high student. Which one would you select? Well, whichever you chose, you would be right, for all of them are typical of this junior high age. Why is there so much variation in what is typical? Well, because each person at this age is developing in several different areas, and there's a difference in the rates at which he develops in each of the areas. For example, during this period of physical and social development, one may be in actual age 12, perhaps, while at the same time, he is as well developed physically as many 13-year-olds, as poised and socially sure of himself as many 14-year-olds, and yet no better able to handle his emotions than an 11-year-old, and no more advanced mentally than a typical 10-year-old. The point is, when you think about how you're growing, you must think of how you're growing in each of these areas. Even though at any one moment you don't measure evenly in your development, you can see that the general direction for change in all of these areas is up. If your physical growth is progressing at an exasperatingly slow rate, it may be that your social growth is spurting ahead by leaps and bounds. Although you may grow slowly and steadily in some areas, you may grow rapidly and unevenly in others. This is true for all your friends. This fact accounts for the marked differences in physical appearance and development you see in your classmates. It accounts for a wide variation in attitudes. Some defiant, some cooperative, some lazy, some industrious, as each person reaches some temporary stage in his individual development. So it's not very realistic to compare yourself too unfavorably with someone else, to think that he is so much better than you are, when tomorrow or even an hour from now, that fellow may wish he were more like you in some ways. Of course, you will compare yourself with others. Young people are constantly studying their appearance, abilities, and limitations to see how they compare with their classmates. Sometimes it can be embarrassing to find that you are not conforming or doing things in the same way as the others. As a student in junior high, you will probably find that even though you want to be just like everybody else, you also are trying to be more independent.
Richard, you have a dental appointment today after school.
Oh, Mom, I've got ball practice today. How come you always make appointments for me without even asking me? Everybody else can decide what he wants to do and when. But me, don't forget it.
I'm sorry. Go cancel the appointment for today and make another one for Saturday.
Gee, thanks, Mom.
With adult privileges come adult responsibilities. One of these responsibilities is to keep appointments. Don't let other people down about what you say you'll do with them or for them. Making sensible decisions, what you buy for lunch, for example, is another of your responsibilities. Parents deserve consideration. You should not expect the privilege of enjoying the family recreation room if you're not ready to accept the responsibility of cleaning it up after you are through. On some things, like current styles or taste in music, you may wish to do your own thinking. However, on things which are harder to decide, like what is wrong or right, or making plans for your future, you will often want the help and advice of your parents. Do you ever worry about yourself, wondering if you're doing as well as you should, or whether people like you, or what people really think of you? Do you ever have moments when your problems are so tough you want to lash out at the world, or just have a good cry? If so, you are not alone. All of the boys and girls around you, whether they show it or not, know similar periods of uncertainty and confusion. Who am I? What kind of person do I want to be? How can I become the person I want to be? Who am I? Only you can answer that as you learn to appraise yourself, seeing yourself as you are without becoming self-conscious. Discovering yourself is accomplished partly through taking advantage of all the new and different experiences available to you at junior high. Partly through accepting the responsibilities as well as the privileges of growing up. And partly through talking your problems over with sympathetic adults who can help you to realize that your concern about your size or your looks or your personality or your social life or anything else which bothers you now may be only a part of a total picture. When the total picture comes into focus, you'll find that the answer to who am I usually goes something like this. I am a unique individual. There is nobody just like me in all the world. I am a person with some limitations I can do nothing about, so I shall accept them with good humor. I am a person with some abilities or characteristics I could improve on, and I will do my best to make those improvements. I am a person with many personality traits and abilities to be proud of. I shall respect those with less ability and help them to develop their own abilities. Who you are, what you want to become, now is the time of change and self-discovery, this junior high age.